External Affairs at Saddleback College. I previously was the Director of Sustainability, where I helped establish a campus-wide sustainability committee to kind of direct and see how much greenhouse gas emissions is being emitted, and to eventually get to a zero net energy emission rate, so that we're all completely stored by renewable energy. And then I ran for Director of External Affairs.
How's that going?
Oh, it's going great right now. We currently have the campus-wide committee. We have, I believe, nearly 10 members on it, all faculty, staff, and some students. So we're just going to keep moving on to it, and hopefully we do reach that zero net efficiency energy rate. Moving on to the Director of External Affairs, I'm working more with local governments, state governments, and hopefully eventually the federal government to kind of bringing in more federal funding, state funding, and local funding to community colleges. We advocated for multiple bills, SB 291, which is a Senate bill that basically would give more Cal grants to Saddleback College, not just Saddleback College, excuse me, all community colleges, for non-tuition purposes as well. So it would be used for food, transportation, and housing as well, not just tuition purposes. Because with community colleges, a lot of the students that have issues and have problems aren't because of tuition purposes, but also because of housing, food, transportation, etc. So SB 291 was passed by the state legislature. We were able to lobby them in Sacramento, where we went to a bunch of offices and advocated for that. We also advocated for AB 1314, which was also another bill, but this one was not just for community colleges, it was also for UCs and Cal States to do the same exact thing, more money for non-tuition purposes. So that's kind of what we've been doing for the Director of External Affairs. I gave a presentation to the City Council of Mission Viejo and spoke about the homelessness issue. Mohammed will speak next on his organization that he's working with, which I applaud him for. I definitely would want to join and recommend you guys to volunteer for it as well. But basically lifting people out of poverty and assuring that the homeless are not on the street, not just for the moral reason of having homeless people on the street, which should not be a good thing to do, especially in Orange County, but it also saves taxpayer dollars and multiple other reasons for it that could be invested towards infrastructure, child care, education, and also public safety. And then that kind of transitions into my city council campaign. So in 2018, I got invited to go to a school board meeting, and I wasn't very involved in politics at the time. I just kind of wanted to see what it was like. So when I was involved and when I got invited to the school board meeting, I met a friend of mine there, or a future friend of mine, who was potentially going to run in San Clemente for city council. So when I heard about this, I got really kind of excited, and I asked him, could I do the same exact thing? And he said, absolutely. So he kind of pushed me to run, as well as two other friends of mine, and got me to run in Mission Viejo. And the reason why I ran was not just because I had a couple of friends push me to do it, but also because of the housing issue. We have a housing crisis in Orange County where multiple people cannot afford to live, and that's causing people homeless, causing senior citizens and veterans on fixed incomes to not be able to live, especially with wages being stagnant. Orange County definitely has to do something with the homeless issue, including housing. So the rising cost of housing is what really motivated me to run, which is why I ran in 2018. And in 2018, I was able to get multiple endorsements from unions, Planned Parenthood, as well as executive organizations such as the Democratic Party of Orange County. I was able to secure over 10,000 votes, and I funded $100,000, which I think is pretty good considering that we started the summer of that year of 2018, mainly if you really think about it, September. So we really only campaigned for 2-3 months, and we were still able to secure a lot of money. We were still able to secure over 10,000 votes. So now I have kind of a little bit more experience in my back pocket, and in 2020 I have decided to run again for City Council Mission Viejo. And I have actually just opened my bank account yesterday, so I am eligible to start fundraising. So if I could ask, I would be highly appreciated if you had even $5, $1, whatever it may be, to give to my campaign. Our website is going up by the end of this month, so you will see all my policies. I can tell you the biggest ones are reducing the cost of energy units and then moving them towards renewable. I'm very passionate about lifting people up out of poverty and making sure that we have a sustainable environment. So those are the two biggest things, and I'll dive into more of those issues as well. But my website will be going up at the end of this month, so you can donate through there. And I'd really highly appreciate it if you had any checks, money on hand, to donate to my campaign as well as just volunteer and just give me your email as well. That's also another way of just being supportive as well.
We can
What
donate
is-
online?
You can, yeah, by the end of this month.
What is the web address going to be?
It's going to be elfarra.org, so ELFARRA. And if you follow me on Facebook as well, or on Instagram, you can also just check me out there. It's just my name, Mahmoud El-Farra. That's on my Facebook.
Spell again. E-L-F-A-R-A-H.
EL-FARRA. Yeah.
No H.
Yeah. Yeah, so my name's right there. Look at
EL-FARRA.
You are.
If you send me a friend request, I will definitely accept it. Yeah, 2 R's. Yeah, I'll definitely accept it, and then I will invite you to like my Facebook page for City Council, and over there I will have all my information coming up by the end of this month.
And you're going to need help with canvassers and
Absolutely.
phone bankers.
Yeah, so last time we were able to, I personally was able to canvass over 10,000 homes, and if you look at the correlation, 10,000 homes, 10,000 votes. So canvassing really helps, especially with the candidate myself. But in total, we were able to canvass, 30,000 homes in Mission Viejo because we had over 30,000 flyers. We canvassed apartments, homes. So really, we were able to canvass 30,000. But me as an individual, I canvassed 10,000, got 10,000 votes. So I'm really hoping that in the next time around, thank you very much, we canvass more. My goal was to canvass each home at least 3 times. That's obviously a very big, allotted goal. But I really think when it comes to local elections, you really should know the person that's representing you. And obviously that's a high goal. We may not reach it, but the fact that we're trying, I really want to hit every single house at least once just to know what the issues are concerning them. They may not have any, but I just want to know that the biggest issue anyone can have is transparency. And I want them to know that you could always reach out to me as a future representative and hopefully city council member.
Is there a certain area that of Mission Viejo that?
So it's at large.
Oh,
So
it's
all
large,
of
okay.
Mission Viejo, that's another difficulty of it. It's the entire
That's a lot of
city.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
over 100,000.
You may have said this while I have my head elsewhere,
Yeah.
but how many seats are up? How many seats are open
Yeah.
that are being elected?
Yeah, so that's a very great question. So the city of Mission Viejo is doing a very weird thing in this election cycle, which is why I think there's going to be a lot of money thrown into the election and a lot of media attention as well at the state level at least. So we're going to be the first state to transition towards cumulative voting. So all candidates are up for re-election. All
In
five-
Oh my
2021,
gosh.
It's going to be
2020.
cumulative?
Yeah, cumulative voting. We're the first state to do it. We were being sued, and we had to pay over $1 million in fines for not going into district voting because we violated the CVRA. So we created this new alternative where we were going to do cumulative voting.
Explain what that means.
So all 5 candidates are up for re-election
Every time.
every 4 years. Yeah. So all 5. So first off,
Oh,
there's
but it's a
no
4-year
transition of power every 2 years. That kind of keeps the electorate transparent. So what this is doing is every person. So let's say your name's David. So David has 5 votes, and let's say Jonathan here runs for office, and I run for office as well. He can decide whether to give 1 vote to me and then 4 votes to him, or he can give 2 votes to me, 3 votes to him, or he can give 2 to me, 2 to him, 1 to her. Like that's how they can do it. Or you can give 5 votes to 1 person. So it could
Wow.
be beneficial to the person in the minority. However, the problem is it keeps the person in the minority, kind of keeps them in the center, in the corner, not the center, the corner. And nobody really knows about this in Mission Viejo as well. It's a very sleeper type of city. Nobody understands that we are transitioning into this new form of voting. So when they see the ballot box and they see kind of this new structure of voting, they're going to get confused. And if they vote the wrong way, the entire ballot gets X'd out. So whoever they vote for just doesn't count.
And the
Wow.
other half of my question is, what's the political makeup of the council right now?
Yeah.
And it's a mayor comes out of the council system?
Yeah, so
right?
it's a revolving, it's not really a revolving door, I'd say, it's just a revolving council for the mayor. So a new mayor is elected every year by the city council. 5 members are elected. They're all Republican, all very conservative in the point of pro-life with no exceptions. Except Greg Raths, he has some exceptions but the fact that you're pro-life with no exceptions, even including the rape and incest, that's just kind of ridiculous in my opinion. And abortion isn't even an issue at the city level, and yet they tend to politicize as many things as possible. Not only that, but they are highly Islamophobic. When I ran for office, they would deem me as a terrorist, as someone with a funny name, as a Palestinian, which is true, I am a Palestinian. I may have a funny name, but this is the United States of America. Everyone is accepted. I'm a natural born American citizen, even if you're not. if you live in our borders, you should be considered as a human being.
Right.
That's just my thinking. It's ridiculous that we kind of have.
You have to even say that.
Yeah, I know we have to even say that. Yeah.
You're a young guy. You've got lots of energy.
I appreciate
Very
it.
articulate. Great. You're a great looking candidate.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Everything's going for you. So, assuming you're successful,
Uh-huh.
you got a full-time job and now this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
do you think you can pull it off?
So
I
the
mean,
city
it's gonna
council.
eat you up.
Absolutely. But the city council, first off, is a part-time job. A lot of people don't know that, the local election, or at least at the
They
local level.
always say that.
However, I would treat it as a full-time job, a full-time commitment. I wouldn't be alone if I was elected. I would have my own policy staff, people on my campaign. I've worked on my campaign. They would help me day in and day out. And I know what I don't know. I'm sure you hear a lot of public officials say that. Because I'm not a genius. I don't know everything, every single little thing. So I will reach out to people on the city council, people, city staffers. I will reach out to them every single day, tell them what it is that I need to know, how can I improve, just so I can be a better representative and truly vote on the best matters of my constituents.
Okay.
So I have a very important question. Are you growing a beard or have you just not shaved since Thursday?
Yeah, I haven't shaved since Thursday, yeah. But I don't know. I'm
Do you
kind of still
intend to have a
getting-
beard?
I don't intend to have a beard
In Mission
this
Viejo?
year. In Mission Viejo,
With a
maybe.
Palestinian name?
Yeah.
Possibly not.
I like the in-between, actually.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a little Miami Vice.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But right now, we're not in the complete election cycle right now, the canvassing part. We're really just doing the fundraising, getting the policy stuff. I am still working a full-time job. I am still going to school, so you sometimes do forget to just,
Shit.
yeah, just
Right.
That's since this morning.
I don't forget to read, I don't forget to write, I don't forget to, yeah, make sure that I'm improving myself as we go forward. So the big things that I'm running on is to rebuild our crippling infrastructure here in the city of Mission Viejo, lower energy utility rates. SDG&E is currently holding a monopoly in the city of Mission Viejo, raising electricity rates. I want to move towards community choice energy, which will let people collectively bargain on behalf of the city of Mission Viejo to not only lower utility rates, but also to get them from more greener sources of energy.
Right.
Third, I want to implement childcare throughout the entire city of Mission Viejo so that senior citizens that may have kids, grandchildren, or just basic parents that may have kids, they don't have to worry about their child running out of care. They can give them to daycare centers. The city of Mission Viejo can take care of them.
You're still going to school, you say?
I am, yeah. I'm at my, because I'm the director of external affairs at Saddleback College for the student government. I'm in my second year, going into my second year of community college. Yeah, so I'm 19.
What?
Yeah.
You're 19?
You're 19. Yeah.
I try not to mention my age because it's
I thought you were
frowned
like
upon by some
26
people,
or
so I
something.
just, if it's asked, I'll just say it.
A very serious question.
Yeah.
And I think we want to see how you answer it. So it sounds like your platform is socialist. Are you a socialist, and are you for undermining the American way of life?
Oh my
That's a very good
God.
question. I've been asked that before. First off, I don't consider myself as someone who is a socialist. I consider myself as someone for the people. I believe, not just in childcare, but it's accepted amongst a lot of people. If I was to ask someone, do you believe that your child deserves care? 95, 99% of the time, they're going to say, I do believe in care. I believe the American way is making sure that we are economically viable and also morally viable. And my platform champions both of those things. Making sure that our environment is sustainable in the future at the local level, making sure that we're transparent, making sure that we have a strong infrastructure, a strong business community so that we can save the taxpayer dollars and clean our streets, and making sure that we invest back, like I said before, in infrastructure, our environment, our parks, our community centers, and just being a better representative.
May I suggest an alternative answer? Right, after the conversation.
Yeah, are you a socialist?
Well, let me answer it this way. Do you support the police?
Yes.
Do you support the military?
Absolutely.
Support highways?
Social program.
Do you support Social Security?
Absolutely.
Support Medicare?
You're a socialist.
Firefighters.
Firefighters? Teachers? Do you support public education? All right, so let's not talk about who's a socialist, all right?
That's a good one. I'll keep that in my back pocket. And public safety also, big part of my campaign. I want to make sure that we create community policing. People understand who their police officers are. I was endorsed by the firefighters, Orange County Firefighters Authority in 2018, so I'm looking to get that endorsement again. I want to get endorsements from the Nurses Association, Firefighters Association again. police departments if applicable, and also teachers as well. So I appreciate the time that you guys have given me. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask.
Add the VA to that.